2, 1, fire.
Good evening and welcome to Anime Analyst-US. And welcome to all our Twitter fans tonight. This is the first night we are officially shooting on Twitter. The first show that was on there, we didn't even know it was playing at the time, so don't hold that show against us. Although I thought it was good, it's not on YouTube because of the mess up there. So we reshot that show earlier tonight. It's up on Twitter, it's on YouTube, it's on all our channels now. And tonight we are going to be talking, this is our regularly scheduled program. It's Reign of the Seven Spellblades. And so let's get started. I'm your host, Thomas Fry.
And I'm your co-host, Asnan Zaidi.
And tonight, once again, we're talking about Reign of the Seven Spellblades. I love this anime, okay? It's got everything that I look for if I'm on my topic that I like, that I'm curious about, that I like to check out. And we are going to dispel the stupid rumor that everyone wants a Harry Potter knockoff. I'm like, well, if you think that, you were not watching and you were not paying attention to what you were seeing on the screen, because the only thing this has to do with Harry Potter is both witches can ride brooms in one episode for 12 minutes. Other than that, has nothing to do with it. So, and I will explain all that. So, let's hit the important part first. Let's slow down and let me explain to you what the Reign of the Seven Spellblades actually is. Alright, it's a story about witchcraft, but it's also mainly about swords. And they call them athames when you combine using a spell and using a sword at the same time. A spellblade is when you are within the one step, one rule, one strike hit that your opponent cannot escape from that move. In other words, it's a guaranteed death. So if you're fighting and it's unavoidable, if it starts and it takes place. Now there are 6 Spellblades in the world. That is a different type of strike that you use an athame and a spell at the same time against your opponent within one step. So you're within 3 feet of them. And it is impossible to dodge. Now, as they explain in the anime, there are hundreds of people trying to make new ones, and there are hundreds of people trying to make ways to defend against them. If you can defend against it, it's no longer a spellblade. Or if you think of a new one, then it adds to it. In episode 3, Nanio uses a new spellblade where she literally grabs the spell out of the air with her blade by stopping time and throwing the spell back at the person that sent the spell at her. It's an amazing way of taking the concept of what these spellblades are. So, and it was invented within this group of kids that call themselves the Sword Roses, so they all get credit for the Spellblade, even though only Nanio can use it. So that's what this entire anime is about. Now, it just happens to be at a school that teaches the art of spell and you're fighting and all that stuff. So it's not even the same concept. But they do have a couple things that are, the broom games, any witch that gets on a broom is going to play games where they try to knock each other off. And in Harry Potter, they use this little ball where they're chasing around. And they're not doing that in this. Hence, I'm assuming that's why they call it a knockoff, because they say, well, it's not exactly the same, but... Alright, come on, people. I mean, if someone is considered into Wiccan and they ride a broom, you can't write that any other way. There's only so many games you can play sitting on your broom, flying around the world, flying around in the sky. So, like, come on, man. Comparing it to, and I can't tell you how many, I read a lot of reviews over, because in the many conversations I've had about this anime, the storyline in this anime is phenomenal. The illustrations are awesome. The voice acting is dead on. I think this was underscored because of its, because of all the association with Harry Potter, and it's ranked very poorly because of that, and it doesn't have a large following. I mean, the fan club's only 164,000 people, even after this time, and I think that people judge this anime wrong. I don't, and reading the reviews is how I came to that conclusion. So it's not just my hopes and dreams of what it is. Hassan and I, we watch, we read, we investigate, we tell you. Yes, I do have an opinion because I happen to like the anime, and maybe that's why I researched it as thoroughly as I did. But no matter what my findings were, I would have came to you and told them. And if it was a complete knockoff, then I'm the very first person I will say it's a complete knockoff. But it is not. So do not take those words out of context. I'm not saying it is a completely original idea. I think they did a great story on this. If anything, it's kind of a love story between Nanio and
Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. I would love to see a second season. I want to see where they go. They just got to where they got going. They got past what's her face being Ophelia being eaten by her own spell, and they just get through all this really tough part, and then they end the anime. Now, if I have to, I'll go and read the books. It is taken from a light novel, so there is a whole lot of more story out there, so you can read more about it if you want to. I'm finding I really don't have the time to read anymore with everything that we got going on and where we want to take Anime Analyst in the future. It just takes a lot of time from both of us in trying to work and trying to do our regular lives and do this, and now we're doing the vid series, which that's taking off really good. Our Twitter site is picking up really good. Everything is we're getting a lot of nice comments from everybody out there. We appreciate that. We read every comment, good or bad. You can scream and holler at me however you want or about whatever you want. I'll read it. I'll look at what you're talking about. If I feel we need to make changes, or Hassan feels we need to make a change, we'll make it. If not, we'll try to answer everyone that we see. We can't always do that, but it's now starting to, we're getting close to 100 videos. What are we at, 81?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, we're in the 80s somewhere. We will definitely, by the end of the month, we'll be over 100 videos into it. And with our new vid series, we're doing character intros to a lot of animes. That way, for people that don't have time to do the research, we're doing it for you. You want to know about every character that's in an anime that makes the list of, important characters, main, supporting, all those types of characters. We're making the video that puts it out that gives you a little bit of information about them, their name, any nicknames we can research. Not because it's all done from a writer, and some of it's taken from a manga, some comes from a light novel, but it's all people's imagination writing and telling these stories. They don't always follow through on, you're not going to get born on dates and on the characters. You're not in ages and all that crazy stuff. But we do try to find as much as we can out about the character. We got one coming out on Monday, the GGO one, that I think you'll like because I added all their proper names, their in-show names, and because it's a show about being in a show, so now each character has like 3 or 4 names. All that's in that, so we hope you like that one. We do appreciate the feedback on the when we first started this series. We're up to like 14 in that one. I've got 6 waiting in the wings to go. But if nothing else, give Reign of the Seven Spellblades another shot. Check it out again, and don't look at it as it's a Harry Potter knockoff, because it's not. And I hate to, from now on, I'm just going to say HP. I am not paying their bills for them. What do you think?
I have not seen any complete movie of Harry Potter. Like, I have seen a little bit of some clip here, some clip there, but I didn't find any resemblance to the story that had, because that's a child movie where there is about 3 friends and they are doing some funny magic, and like this is like, you see the blood spilling off, like people are dying, and like I only have one issue with this anime. Like, if you see, like, at the moment 2 stories are playing out, like a story where they are at, the other story is with the Oliver, like about his mother and how he is taking revenge. But I have only complained that story is really going slowly. Like, he just killed a single teacher out of the 6, and we don't see any progress there. Like, if it's going to, like, then they start.
They couldn't, or if they did, they would have had to skip so much of because the whole story's shot in the first 6 to 8 months of their first school year. They're still first year students. He's not going to go up against 6 master teacher level witches and kill them all in the first 6 months of school. It's not going to happen. So the overall timeline is not long enough, which it will be in the book, but it's not in the anime. And I understand, because I had that same question. I'm like, well, he only gets the weakest one. But they're still building up, to me, at episode 13, or was it 15 episodes? At episode 15, they're still building the original characters. They've got 6 main characters. Not supporting. They got 6 main characters. Well, if you have a protagonist, and now all of a sudden say, if we look at this just book-wise, you got protagonist. No, you got 6 protagonists. Well, normally it takes 6 episodes of an anime to explain about one protagonist in a story. Well, now you got 6 of them. So there's no way to tell all those backstories, and that's why I don't agree with them saying there's 6. To me, there's 2 main characters. There's Nanio and there's Oliver. The rest of the Sword Roses, yeah, they do start to tell about them, but there's not enough time. You'd at least have to double that to 30 episodes to be able to do proper backstories on each one of the 6 main characters. To do that.
Do you feel like it's the same story and the same thing happening, like, over and over again? Like, a child get bullied in the childhood, or like he turned out to be a evil, then he beat by Oliver and the group, and then he became a good one, and he's helping them on the way with the story. Like the Snake Eye girl, the first guy, where they fight in the Colosseum, where they face the beast, and like they're.
Well, no, because if you go back and look, with Snake Eye, they still don't trust her. They let the kids, Oliver and Nanio and not Katie, but Michelle, are so new, they don't know where they're going. They need a guide or they can't go. She feels bad that, and she owes them for taking things too far. There's not a friendship there yet, but they are getting along because they need her as a guide. And that's what I saw as they were using. I mean, they didn't start to become friends with her till they fought Ophelia in episode 15 right at the end. Well, if you start to fight with someone, say, you know, at episode 2, 3, when that fight started, and then all the way at 15 you finally become friends, well, they're school kids. That's how things work with kids that age. You know, you're a pig, you're mean, you're bad, you're my friend, okay. That's how it works back then. It blew my mind when I was in school. I didn't, because I still don't like people, and you know, I wanted to do my own things, and it was, you know, it was amazing at how easily people would flip. You know, you go fight. So I got along better with the people that I fought with than the people that I was just friends with. And I think maybe it's a dominance thing. I don't know. But when you seem to fight with someone, you understand that person better and where they're coming from because they aren't holding anything back. So it's easier to become friends with them later if your interests do align at some point, but you were all it was is she was trying to get at the same information a different way. They did not like the way that she was doing it. Snake Eye was trying to take a shortcut and not paying attention that they're actually human. When she hung out with them and trying to go down to Ophelia to rescue Pete, that's when they, you know, they all realized, you know, she said it right outside the swamp. You know, these kids are so bright, I almost can't look at them. She's realizing that, no, they're good people. I shouldn't be mistreating them. And then by the end of that episode, you know, they're basically friends. But I don't know if they showed it, but I don't think she did not live through that, did she? I thought she got killed inside Ophelia's tomb of hell there, or uterus of hell that she had everybody in. I'm going to have to go back and pay attention a lot closer to the end because I thought she got killed. And it was in the end of episode 14, right when they started battling Ophelia. She was one of the first ones that, because Ophelia just hit her, she just ran spikes, like 20 spikes through her, you know, holding her up in the air, and then dropped her to the ground. She plopped. I don't remember seeing her again. So if she did get healed and, you know, is continuing, I mean, it'd be pretty cool. I kind of like her. I mean, I like the evil eye and, you know, how they got that whole thing working. And she's got the hand that Nate cut off, and she turned it into a pseudo life form. And I just think that's great. Runs around scaring the hell out of him. They do add, there's enough comedy in this. There's enough seriousness in it. You understand enough without having to read the book to understand what's going on. And as long as you pay attention, which a lot of people did not, they just glossed it over. And, you know, but I went back, I watched it 8 times. You know, I want to know what's going on, and you're not going to pick everything up if you just watch it one time. And wow, we have gone over our time limit. So let's get out of here. It's Friday evening. Let's let everyone get to their weekend. We appreciate y'all coming here this weekend, and have a good weekend. Don't forget to check out the anime, and don't forget to check out any reviews, and don't forget to check out our new vids. And welcome all you Twitter watchers that may have caught our show, we appreciate you coming on board, and hopefully you'll like what you see and you'll come back to hang out with us again.